Welcome back. A group of entrepreneurs launched Africa's first credit rating agency, Sovereign African Ratings (SAR), based in Centurion. The financial sector conducted authority approved the license application of Sovereign African Ratings to operate as a credit rating agency from the 8th of March 2022. I'm now joined by an economist, Indileni Nanghonga, to give more details on the latest development. Good evening, Ms. Nanghonga, and welcome to the Daily Roundup.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
What exactly is a credit rating agency in simple terms?
I think if you look at a rating agency, it's really just a company that assesses the financial strength of either a company, or it could be a government entities or the government or country in specific. And really what they're looking at is just looking at their ability to honor the debt obligations, if you have to put it in simple terms, and also to provide a qualified assessment of the credit worthiness of course, the borrowing country and as well as the issuer of the bond.
All right. Now, the global credit rating industry is highly concentrated with three agencies: Moody's, Standard & Poor's, and Fitch, controlling nearly the entire market. What does this new development mean for them?
I think firstly, if you look at the financial markets in Africa, you would realize that the demand for borrowing through the financial market have grown exponentially. And of course, that's also stepping away from traditional funds and so forth. I think firstly, it obviously provides competition to, of course, these three agencies, and also an opportunity in the market for new entries and new assessments, again, to just ensure that, you know, your anti-competitiveness is kind of re-evaluated. And this should actually be something good for the market. However, one also have to be very cautious as to whether the international market will embrace such developments, especially looking at our international borrowers in developed market in particular.
All right. Now, what does the creation of this agency mean for African countries in as far as ratings are concerned, and what makes it unique from other older agencies?
I think what really makes this particular one unique is the fact that we are hoping that this agency would have a better understanding of the domestic context of Africa, and that it also should be able to provide in-depth analysis of economic and financial status of these particular countries, because when you are operating in your own area, you understand more the nitty-gritties of particular countries. Most of the African countries are not operating any different from each other. So I think you have much more comprehensive understanding of what's happening in the domestic context of African countries. And that's what's really setting this particular agency apart from the rest of the ones that we usually know.
Now, do you think SAR has the potential to be a catalyst of change, you know, in African economy, and also to help restart its economic outlook? And if so, how so?
Well, I think if they really maintain the quality control procedures and well-researched methodologies, as well as ethical business practices, definitely there's a lot of room for credible penetration into the market. But I think it's also important just to caution that African countries should still strive for efficiency and sustainable development, despite the fact that we have an African rating agency.
All right. Any final remarks before we let you go?
I think it is important that we do embrace, of course, new developments in the market. Like I've mentioned, competition is quite very important, but we need to ensure that we still strive for efficiency. And also, if you look at, of course, the new entry into the market should provide a lot of hope for a lot of African countries, especially those who have been having issues with downgrades to junk status by the well-known agencies and so forth. So I think this particular should be bring hope to African countries, and also again just bringing hope to the economic status and financial status of these particular countries based on the ratings that will be given by this particular agency.
All right, Ms. Nanghonga, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
All right. That was Indileni Nanghonga, an economist, joining us and talking to us about the launch of Africa's first